Hello there friends, welcome to another video, and in this video I'm gonna share with you an unboxing and what's inside the Artisan Paperie Blangko Undated planner. So if you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is April San Pedro. I'm a crafter and a graphic designer based in Davao, Philippines. And I have a stationery brand. It's called Artisan Paperie, where I focus more on the art of correspondence or the art of writing. So one of my hero products or my main products is this Undated planner, which I called Blangko because it's a Filipino term or a Tagalog term for blank or pretty much undated. So just a little story about this planner. I'm actually a planner user since I was in college. So that was like, oh no, probably more than 20 years ago. So I started with an insurance company freebie planner. So I got that from my mom, and it was truly just a functional planner, but it really works well during those times. And I think that's the reason why I got really into planners, because I found it really helpful to write down whether it's a schedule, a task, during the time, exam dates, project deadlines, and all those things. And it helped me remember those things by just simply writing it. So since then, every year I just want to use planner, and I'm always in search for the right planner that suits my needs. Apparently, the insurance planner freebie is the most functional for me. However, I didn't really like their design because it was just plain planner. It was just simply to write down your tasks in some calendars and some contacts. And eventually, after I graduated, I got into graphic design and got into a stationery printing. And so it was mostly about custom invitations, but my printer can handle big kind of papers. And so that's when I tried doing and pretty much designing and making my own planner, which back then I didn't call it Blangko yet. It was just a main planner. So we printed and produced everything in our small studio, but apparently later on the production and the logistic wasn't efficient enough. And so few years after, I think that's around 2 years after, that's when I finally decided to have it printed on a professional printing press. And since then, I've been designing my Blangko planner. This is pretty much the 6th edition of it. Now, it's been like, I think probably almost 10 years that I have my very own planner, but this is the only 6th version because there are years that I did not reproduce a new version of the Blangko planner. And there was also a time that I tried bullet journaling within those 10 years. I just had a plain journal with me rather than the planner itself, and that truly helped me upgrade what's inside the planner. So that's a backstory of this Blangko planner. So right now, I'm gonna share with you an unboxing and technically what's inside the Blangko planner. I'm also gonna share a different video of all the previous planners that I had, but right now I want to focus on the Blangko planner itself. Okay, so this 6th edition is actually a reprint version of last year. So this year, I didn't design a new one since things are a bit crazy on my side with regards to schedule and energy. So I decided to just reprint the 6th edition, which was for this year. And since this version or the 6th edition has 2 colorway, I decided to use the other color this year. So last year, I actually had a planner kit that comes with the Blangko planner. So it comes with other accessories just like a lace bookmark and a pen and some washi tapes and a pouch. But this time, I decided to just have the planner, simply just the planner itself, and some freebies inside, of course. So anyway, this will be the packaging that you will be getting from when you purchase the Blangko planner. It is wrapped with and then you will have a label here that has a quote that says, "Every moment is a fresh beginning" by T.S. Eliot. And there's also a blank space for the recipient and from the giver itself, just in case you wanna give this as a gift. It is already packed or wrapped beautifully. So I'm really a fan of just a minimalistic design. So pretty much this is it. You can see there's just one label and twine and a tag here. Now the twine will vary depending on the colors that is available, and so is the tag, but pretty much it's like this. So when you open it, so I made this small tags and just few labels, and just a simple label, because if you're a journaler or you just like to collect extra papers and stick it on your journals, then these are actually nice to stick on your journals as well. So one feature that I can add in this planner is customizing the cover with your initial or your name perhaps. So when you open it, of course you will be getting few extra goodies inside. So one is a waterproof sticker. The sticker will vary depending what's available as well. So you might get this one or a different design from my previous waterproof or vinyl stickers. So you also get a bookmark and a postcard. This is where I will be putting a thank you note together with the name of the owner of the planner. So if in case you want to give this to someone, I can write their name as well, and we can add extra note for them as well. Also use this as an art card that you can stick on your wall. So this one is a good reminder that God has actually a good plan for you, and I'm praying that not only that this planner will be very functional and helpful in your daily tasks, but I'm hoping it will inspire you to reach your goals and, you know, make 2024 the best year yet. And it will also come with 2024 calendar sticker, which is actually fitting for the planner itself, which I'm gonna show it to you later. And then here's the planner itself. Although this Blangko planner is a reprint of the 2023 version, I added an extra accessories to the planner itself, which is the clear sleeves that comes together with the planner already. So you don't have to worry it will get dirty, or if you're not into decorating your cover, then your planner is already good to go. I also mentioned that there are 2 colorways available. So this one is a dark version, the graphite, and the other one is the light version, which is the gray color. So you can choose from these 2 colors. Then again, all the planners will come with a clear sleeves already. So I also mentioned a while ago that you can add a custom initial or name to the cover of your planner. Let me show you an example. So you can have it like this in gold foil. So this is how it will look for the gray color, and for the dark one or the graphite, it will look like this. So the cover is pretty much plain because in my case, and I know some of you also like to decorate your cover as well, so you have the freedom to do whatever you want on the cover. But for those who are just into the minimalistic style, then it's actually also okay to just leave it as it is. Now the cover is actually made out of a recycled paper, and it is one of the finest brands, which is from Fedrigoni. So these are the papers that I truly trust, and if you know me, I'm a kind of a paper geek, so I really like to touch and feel the paper, and I'm quite particular with it because I like using different medium, from fountain pen to markers to even watercolor. So this paper, especially the pages, are quite tested for all of those different materials that you want to use on your planner. Cover is just simple and very minimalist, but there's a title which is Blangko in a blind embossed at the cover, so you can either leave it as it is, just like what I did here, or you can add whatever stickers that you want to add on the cover itself. So all you have to do is just remove the plastic sleeves and feel free to decorate your cover. And then it has a belt as well that says "for the best year ahead." So now that we're done with the unboxing and the cover feature, let's go to the pages. The paper is also, the cover is actually just like a paperback. For this version, or this edition, which is the 6th edition of the Blangko planner, I wanted to try finding that lace totally flat. And I normally, and for the previous Blangko planner, I normally used a hardbound cover, but apparently those binding that I had with the hard cover doesn't make the entire planner lay flat. So for this one, I tried a different version, which makes it a bit lighter as well. I were to choose, I would still like the hard cover, but it's nice to have to try different kind of version as well. For the first page, you can write your name here and your contact numbers. This is just a very minimalist contact info, because I noticed, like, if in case you left this on a coffee shop or on a table, you don't need so much, and just to protect your privacy, so you just need the very basic that the person who found your planner can simply contact you right away. And on the next page is where you put your calendar. So that's why the calendar sticker is actually just fitting for this planner. But of course, if you're using a different planner as well, you can use this still. But the calendar sticker actually is cut into a square size that fits on these small boxes. So here's a sample of last year's calendar sticker. This is last year's calendar sticker. And for this year, since my planner starts on a Monday, I also changed the calendar sticker on a Monday as well. The next page, there's a word of the year. Most of the titles comes with a description, so you will find a description that says choose a word that will guide you towards your purpose for the year. So I've been practicing word of the year for, like, I think 3 or 4 years already, and so I realized it would be nice to put that word as well on the planner, because this is, to me, my planner is my workhorse. And so this is where I put my goals and the mini action steps that I do to attain those goals. And so putting that word here will actually help me be reminded that whatever I'm trying to focus on for the coming year. And then there's also a space for a letter to yourself. After I tried the freebie insurance planner, I found that planner very functional. However, there's also a part of me that I want to include a little bit of journaling or reflection side whenever I use my planner, because this is kind of personal, at least to me. So a planner is like partly where you can put all your dreams, your goals, and at the same time all your schedules and your tasks. So for the previous years that I've been designing the Blangko planner, it's been updated every time I have a new version and added few more things that can help you reflect and make this coming year even better. And so having a space for a letter to yourself really help you at the end of the year to go back and look into what happened during the entire year, or what are the learnings that you've learned, something like that. And for the next pages, there's also a small part that more of a reflection before going into the nitty-gritty of the planner, which is your tasks and all your schedules as well. The left page, there's a looking back part. So it says a reflection from last year. There are 3 categories here that says best moments of last year, most meaningful lessons I learned, and the last one is things I could have done better. So here you can write it in a bullet form or a paragraph form, that's up to you. And on the next page is looking forward, what you will look forward to this coming year. The passion projects, places to see, skills to learn, books to read, something new, movies and music. It's pretty much just basic, simple prompts that can help you reflect a little from the previous years and be excited for the coming year. On the next pages are your intentions and dreams. Write down all the things you want to happen this year. So this part has a 5 category. So you can write your personal intentions. This part is for your family and relationships. So the third one is the career or business or finances. And the next one is the health. And lastly is the spiritual. For the next page, this is where the goals and your focus starts actually. So we're starting to build up our focus for the year. For the focus of the year, I actually intended to have just 3 goals. If you have 1, even better, because you know exactly where to put your energy into because you only have 1 goal. But just in case you have few other more goals, then you have at least 3 spaces for that. And I limit it to just 3 only because having many goals for the coming year is, I think for me, is unrealistic. It can happen, but spreading yourself too thinly. So unless you only have 1 to 3 goals, then you would know to focus your energy into. You can write the main goal on top, and then at the bottom it says intention, because it would be nice to know your intention, why you want that certain goal, so you would know your why. It's always important to know your why, because it will be the driving force why you want to do that. And then of course there's a target date, because I learned from my previous years that I always have this list of goals, but then I never really put a target date to it, and it ended up like it never happened at all because I wasn't really motivated. I just felt like it's just gonna happen eventually. But if you put a target date, then yes, there's a little bit of pressure to that, but there's also a sense of maybe urgency that, you know, I really need to do this because I'm almost at the end of this target date, something like that. And then steps to achieve. Now this one is quite important because if you write down your goal without any action step, then it is just a written aspiration, I think. Have to write so many here or very detailed. You can just write a bullet form, like let's say your goal is to have, let's say, a passion project that will earn for the coming year, then what are the steps to achieve those? Maybe you learn some skills in achieving that goal, or invest in an equipment and things like that. And then page is more of the quarter focus. Now this part can be related towards your big goals, the big 3 goals, but it can also focus more on just the quarterly basis. It says quarter focus, and then a description that says divide the year into 4 seasons based on your goals. Check focus of the year and assign those goals quarterly. Now, the reason why you only have 3 goals is because you can actually trim those goals by quarter. So if, let's say, for the goal 1, you want to focus on that on the first quarter, and then the second goal will be on the second quarter. So that means you have 3 months to attain that goal, and if you haven't reached that goal yet, then you can move that on the second one. It's pretty much just trimming down the bird's eye view into smaller bits, just so to give you more idea how to attain those goals. For every quarter, there's a title that says season of, meaning you can actually put a title to your quarterly focus, either a title or a theme for this coming quarter, so you would actually know what to do. So for example, in my case, I put my theme for the quarter 1 is preparation. So these are the things that I need to prepare. I'd be ready for whatever goals that I was planning that will be moving on to the second quarter. Now every month, it says this month is about blank, and then why I want this to happen, again the intention, and then how to achieve this and the target date. This is just simply to trim down even more what to do every month. So just like what I've given example a while ago, let's say your goal for the year is a passion project, or you want to be a sticker designer for this year. So what would be your action step for January? You'd probably need to learn skills, how to do it, or probably on this year, on this month, you can actually purchase a printer or a cutter or things like that. So from here, you can trim down goals that you have, and at the same time, you would know where you're at already. And that goes for the entire year. So this page is just pretty much for the entire 4 quarters. Then for the next page is a year at a glance. This is an undated planner, so it's pretty much blank every month and every week. So if you haven't set up your monthly or weekly pages for the next month yet, then you can write down all the pre-dated activities or holidays or trips, vacations, or whatever on this part. So just in case you forgot about them eventually, then you would know already that, okay, by June, I cannot do this because I have a thing on June. Would have an overview of your entire year already. You can also place the birthdays here as well. So you'll have 2 separate spreads for that, for the first 6 months and then the next 6 months. And then, this is where the workhorse begin. The next few pages is mostly pretty much the same. So you'll have a monthly page, habit tracker, and the weekly pages. So this is where your month starts. So since this is undated, although ideally it has 12 monthly pages, but if you decided to start in the middle of the year, by all means you can still do that because it's undated. You'll have 12 sets of this one. So the monthly page is actually spread for 2 pages because we need enough space for our monthly schedules or whatever dates or anything that you want to put it here. So this is where I normally put the birthdays and the special holidays aside from here. And then as you can see, the dates are blanked and it also starts on a Monday. And on this side, you will find monthly top 3 goals, I look forward to, tasks, and big wins. So the next pages that is pretty much repetitive together with the monthly page is the monthly tracker. There's a description here that says make a mark in the box if habit was done for the day. The habit tracker is actually limited to only 5 habits because I think having too much habit to track is unrealistic because it's really hard to keep up if you have so many habit to track. Based from my experience, because I've been doing this for the past few years already, I realized that I am just very much up to beat on the first few months of the year, and later on it just makes me feel so tired already to keep up with all the habits. So here you can actually write the habit vertically, or you can just write it this way. This is the date and the day that has 15 days here and then 16 days on the side. So if in case for February and for days that has only 30, you can just leave this space blank. And there's a note part here, meaning you can write notes. So like in my case, I like tracking my health, and so I write here sometimes if I'm feeling a little low, if I feel something in my body and things like that. And this is really helpful when it comes to doctor's appointment or anything that you just want to write towards that relates into this habit tracker. How do you actually do this? You can, to me, I just do this very simple. I just write mark an X in the box and that's it. If you want to make it a little fancy, there are dot stickers available online that you can use as color markers, I think, that you can use to identify certain mood. You can also use markers or highlighters that you have a corresponding color to it. And then the next set that comes with the monthly page is the weekly page. So you'll have 4 to 5 spreads of the weekly pages, and that comes for the entire 12 months. So this layout is pretty much inspired from the insurance planner freebie that I learned to love when I started the planner. So it's in vertical form. Throughout the years, this was already updated based from my need and from what I actually find more useful. Did it on a vertical layout because I wanted to separate during the day and afternoon. Now it used to have a morning space here and an afternoon space here, but apparently I just removed that part and just list down whatever that is needed to do within the day. But in case your mind works that way, you can always use the upper part as the morning side and the lower part as the afternoon part. A part here that has number 1 to 3 bullet forms. These are your top priority for the day. So I definitely suggest that whatever that you needed to do for that day, you put that on this first 3 parts because it means it's top priority. At the bottom, there's a note or a blank space for reminders or just notes. So sometimes this is where I put the birthdays, holidays, or if not, if there's something that I needed to do that will have to be done within the next few days, this is where I put those notes. On this side, there's a motivation, week's goals, week's tasks, and small wins. this is a part to me is quite important before you start the week, because it sets you on the go. Sometimes I put what's motivating for me to finish the entire week or to make it more productive. So sometimes I put on a quote, where you can also put that here, or you can also put a Bible verse or something like that. And then week's goals, maybe I would write sometimes 3 times in a week that I would have a workout 3 times at least for the week, something like that. And then for the task, this is the part where I just don't know when I should be doing that for the week, but I know I should be doing it for that certain week. And then small wins actually works on after the week. So if let's say I was able to work out 3 times a week, and that's what I'm gonna write here. Sometimes if the day cross over to the next month, and then you can just move on to the next set of monthly to weekly pages. So as you notice, it is blank, totally blank or undated. So you can put the numbers here or the dates, and then you can also write the month on every weekly pages, so you don't have to go through every monthly pages which month this is. And after the 12 months, there's a space here at the back, what I learned from bullet journaling. So this is the bills tracker. You will have 32 spaces for your bills tracker, meaning you can put the company name here, the account name and number, the due date, and if the amount is fixed every month, then you can put that one here. This one will be your guide for your bills. So in case you don't have the billing statement with you, you'll have a copy, what account number is that, and so on. And then after the bills tracker, you will get the payment tracker on the next few pages. You will have 3 spreads for this one. So pretty much it's a tracker for your payment. It may be or may not be related to your bills tracker. So if let's say what you put here on your bills tracker is for the electricity bill, then you also assign the number 1 to your payment tracker. So you would know that number 1 is the payment for electricity. Or for you can actually write the company's name here. You need to write the details anymore. So since you won't be needing it every month, all you have to do is just write on top what company it is, just so you'll have a guide and you don't have to go back or check the bills tracker all the time. And then there's a space. This is a very small space only, but I think it's pretty much covered, and I wanted to spread out the entire 12 months in one spread so you can see it right away in a bird's eye view. So here you can find the date, the amount, reference number, and paid via. So I think that's pretty much the important thing that you need to track for your every payment. This is really helpful for me to track down my payments every month, especially for those recurring every month. But for those that you just have to pay yearly, you can do the same thing. So like let's say you have an insurance that technically you just pay every once in a year, so you can still put all the details here, and then on this side, since you don't have to fill in all the other months, you just have to put it on the month where you actually paid it. So you would still track down that, okay, let's say you have an insurance company to pay on August, and then you would know if you already paid that on that month. So I hope this part as well would be helpful to you. And for the last page, you'll just have a blank space for notes. So if you need to write on some other things, you can use this space for that. And then at the very back is the information about the Artisan Paperie Blangko. So it says here that it's the 6th edition for 2023. So this one is just a reprint from last year. And it's a soft-bound, undated planner. Cover is made of recycled paper. Pages is in 80 GSM ivory paper. So you'll also notice that the paper is in cream color. So if you're quite scared of the clean white paper, I hope this one is for you. And it's a fountain pen and other pens and markers friendly. Can handle light watercolor wash, and feel free to decorate and with washi tape, stickers, and ephemera. And designed by me and made in Davao City, Philippines. And this is where you can find my social media. So there you go, friends. That is all about the Artisan Paperie Blangko Undated Planner. So you can choose between these two colorways, and then you can have all these goodies with you together with your planner. I will also be sharing some snippets for the accessories that you can use for your Blangko planner on my next videos. So you can have different stickers and then bookmarks as well, and tabs. I also have a video on how I set up my October Blangko planner. I'll be also doing the November and December for the coming months. So they will be available in my Shopee. For now, they are just, I only have a web shop for the Philippines. But if you're from outside the Philippines and you're interested about this, do give me a comment, or I will leave all my contact informations in the description below so we can arrange how to actually ship it out to you. I haven't tried it yet because international shipping may cost a bit, but we'll see about that on what we can do about this. You also want to have your planner customized, just let me know also once you purchase it. This one will be available by next week in my Shopee link, and I do hope this planner will serve you well for 2024. And if you have other recommendation and suggestions on what you would want to have for your planner, do let me know in the comments or email me. I'd be happy to know about it so I can improve it on my next Blangko edition. Thank you so much for watching up to the end and for having interest in my Blangko planner. So see you again on my next video. Thank you guys. Bye.